Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Medianoche.
Podcast.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I keep saying that every episode, but the mic works fine.
It does, man.
I haven't even touched the gain or anything. Everything sounds 100% okay every time. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Medianoche Podcast. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
And man, I would expect that the listeners that are also like colleagues of mine to be aware of like the gist of things. It's called Medianoche. None of them's brought them, but bro, you did it, man. I got Cloud9 here.
What's up? Man, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad I could bring the Medianoche sandwich.
He did, and it was fire.
I'll treat you to the sandwich.
Thank you. What did you think?
That was like the Medianoche sandwich of sandwiches.
Yeah.
We went to the right spot for that.
Latin Cafe.
Yeah.
Shout out Latin Cafe.
Shout out to that.
But yeah, bro, that's it's interesting to me because like you grew up in Miami, right?
Yeah.
And you've never had that sandwich.
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh, what the hell am I talking
Yeah,
about?
I have. I don't think I ever had it that thick though.
That's what she said.
Like that was there was like 10 slices of ham in that.
Yeah, I know, man. They're not stingy at Latin Cafe, bro.
Like honestly, I'm so full right now.
For real?
I'm like so full.
You're about to get the itis, man.
Yeah.
And then also with this heat too. So man, like you were saying that the drive down here, like it actually wasn't as bad as you thought it was.
Yeah, thank you for giving me a reason to come down to Miami again. Because Miami gets so congested. I move away to Broward and I get lost in Broward and I'm just there.
I like Broward though.
Broward is nice, yeah.
Broward is like it's much less congested than Miami
954.
is.
And actually now like it is congested too, to be honest.
For real?
Yeah.
I haven't been there in a minute.
You got to go more north now, like Port St. Lucie or where you were, like Vero Beach.
Nah, chill. Like, what about West Palm and
West Palm is crowded.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. The late 90s and early 2000s was a good time for South Florida.
I don't ever go down there, but I think it's like Clematis Street. It's kind of like there. Las Olas, there, South Beach, and all that's back.
I stayed in Hollandale maybe 7 years ago. I was living in Hollandale, right on Hollandale and by US 1. And there's a casino right there.
Is that Mardi Gras?
No, yeah, I think that's what it's called. It's a casino right there, like maybe 5 or 6 blocks south of US 1. It's where this big casino's at. And I used to work at the Flanagan's right there on Hollandale and US 1. That was like my first server job, and I was horrible at it. Like,
Horrible at serving?
It was just like too much for me to handle at the time. I thought I was ready to upgrade from a busser.
From serving rappers to serving people?
Yeah, for sure, exactly, and serving appetizers, But like, so whatever, man. Like, I liked how one thing that I did like about Hollandale was that it was right there at the county line from Miami, but like it was just far enough where you don't get lost in the, like I said, that congestion. You know what I'm saying, of Miami traffic, and.
Oh, it's Hollandale wasn't packed at the time?
But you see, you and I went to go get the food.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't even that bad. It was 40 blocks now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I like this area a lot.
Yeah.
Panther Coffee.
Yeah, there's a Panther Coffee right across the street from the Starbucks.
I can't believe you don't go there like every day. I'd be there every day. I got my Panther Coffee with me right now.
It's just that here at the hotel, they have coffee here. So that's why it's not the best coffee. But like, okay, for some reason, I always compare everything back to the worst times in my life. Well, it's not as bad as that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you break your arm. It's like, well, it ain't as bad as when I got shot 5 times.
Hopefully I never say that. Okay.
Yeah, well, me too.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying? That like where things should just stand on their own quality. But whenever I want to get a coffee, I just kind of want to go out and about. I just go to the Starbucks right here. I haven't gone to Panther Coffee.
Oh, so you
yet.
walk by the Panther Coffee and go to the Starbucks?
I just don't even notice it because I'm like looking at my phone as I'm walking.
I'm like a coffee nerd. I do it like how they do it at Panther Coffee. I'm in the house when I wake up doing it like that. Doing it like that.
So you're one of those, like, you heat the water
I'm
up.
a home barista, yeah.
You're a home barista. Okay, that's what's up.
I grind the bean because it's fresher that way. Just like the coffee shop, but just in the house.
Damn, that's interesting. I've never done it that way ever.
Yeah, I order online from everywhere.
I feel like I'm a cheaper like coffee consumer. I'll just buy I've bought an instant coffee. Like when you're in a, I mean, not so. I keep referencing this because even though it's already been a little while since I went through it, I never thought and who thought an elementary? One day I'll see the penitentiary. I got the line wrong from Tupac. He says one day after I'd see the penitentiary one day. But like when I was in there, like you can get canteen, you can order things, and if you want coffee, you can get instant coffee. They have cheaper Colombian coffee, and they got Folgers, and I got the Folgers because I bought the Colombian one time, and it didn't work. It's like low quality coffee, But the Folgers
How's the
had
coffee
me,
there? Oh, you said it's low quality, but
It's just his familiarity that like, wow, I know this is. I'm familiar with it. The flavor of this Folgers coffee makes you feel a little bit less away from home,
Yeah, well,
But-
I can get that.
So like, the coffee they have here at the hotel is okay. It's good. It's not bad. It's good. It's complimentary coffee. It's right
good
there.
enough.
It's hot. They have it there for like 5, 6, 7 hours every day. So, and I have my little coffee maker here.
I see you make your own too.
Yeah, right
I watched
here.
I watched the vlog,
You know what I'm saying?
the late night, early morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a cool, like, it's funny, like, yet another example, like, that phrase, even though that phrase existed, late nights, early mornings, like, I made that my vlog, and then I saw that, I think his name is, I don't want to get his name wrong, I'll look it up on Instagram as I'm setting this up, but, I'm a fan of Currency, and Currency, his Jet Life collective of artists, like, one of the guys on there, I think his name is Fendi P, let me see, I just don't want to get it wrong, he came out with his project called Late Nights, Early Mornings as well. And I was like, man, like it's interesting how, Fendi P, and he's tight. He's like, yo, New Orleans, they have a cool little swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of New Orleans rap, I think of Lil Wayne. I think of Cash
I would go
Money.
there. Yeah, that's where I'd go.
And Currency was rocking with them too. But now you even have like the Suicide Boys that they're from there. The way they talk sounds like obviously they're from there. They have that little accent. But their music is nothing like you do not hear a New Orleans accent.
I haven't checked them out.
I think that they're
I know
more like
you told me about them before.
you know how there's like some rock bands that they're like these rock bands are almost like a gimmicky satanic with the upside down crosses and like all the goth and morbid imagery. I'm kind of catching that vibe a little bit from this new wave of like satanic rappers.
That's a gimmick.
I hope it is because man, come on, bro. Like, like what went wrong that you?
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite direction.
I know you're
satanic rap.
You're a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
But like your Christian rap isn't even like all up in your face with the Christianity. You're just like you're walking the walk more than talking it. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't given it too much thought, but it's definitely always better when it just kind of like oozes out of you.
Yeah.
Because that's your world. That's your life.
Word. But I mean, I really wanted to touch on this whole thing with your approach.
Can I just give
to
a quick
music.
shout out to Morty?
Go ahead, man.
Like just
Morty, what's up, buddy?
because I watch the vlogs, I watch your content, and so to see like Morty like live in the flesh, and he likes me. He's not like growling at me or barking at me, so that's definitely cool.
Yeah,
to,
bro.
Be appreciated by Morty.
I mean, I don't see why a dog would not like someone that's cool like you, man. You're just good energy,
Yeah, Cloud9 for the dogs.
Cloud9 love the dogs.
Love the kid dogs, the puppies. I don't know.
Yeah, man. So like, thank you, Morty. You cool with that?
Morty.
Yeah, look at him. He's comfortable. He's spoiled. This dog has ridden with me like up across the country 10 times over. We've climbed mountains together. Like,
Oh wow.
he
He was there in the Cali stories and
all the time. He got sprayed up by a skunk and everyone was like dealing with the smell. But Morty was like, y'all think you got it so bad? It's on me, fool. I remember one time.
I'm sorry that happened too.
Damn, you know what? Like, I don't want to stray away from this topic, but I'm gonna make a mental note of. It's like that Dane Cook stand up. Dane Cook had this like tendency of going on these tangents and then going back to, where he was originally at.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny fucking Ficus over here. I mean, I don't know if you remember that. The Vicious
Yeah,
Circle.
he was huge, man.
Yeah, I was working
Huge,
at Blockbuster when that came out. I remember when that when that DVD, I rented it. I laughed so hard at that. But anyway, so Morty, this one time I was staying up on the mountain, in Humboldt County, and so I was not at our spot, and I got a call from my ex like, "Hey, like Morty ran off," and I was like 20 miles away, and you got to drive up the mountain like 5-6 miles, and you think, okay, 5-6 miles at 60 miles an hour, it's just a few minutes, but you're talking about going like 20 miles an hour winding up a winding road up a huge mountain, so like it took me like 45 minutes to get there. Who knows how much further he could have ran off in those 45 minutes, and
I wouldn't think he'd run off.
well, like for whatever reason he just wandered off, and we're on this mountain, you know what I'm saying? And man, I remember, see, the thing is that if you cross over the barbed wire that divides properties from the property you're okay to be on to someone, a neighbor's, even though they're your neighbor, they don't know that you are their neighbor. They just know that someone's on their property.
That's not good.
They're liable to shoot you. They don't know, bro, So my dog was on someone else's property, and it was like an uphill climb. And it's one of those mountains where, like, there's so much woodland that the trees, the leaves get brown and they fall, and years go by. You have this huge layer of just dry leaves and sticks and stuff. And that's like, we're talking about like there could have been easily like 5 feet of worth of dry leaves.
So you were
and
all on the
things.
property like that.
And I'm climbing up, and I remember like while I'm screaming for Morty, like, and you hear it echo.
Oh, like that.
You know?
Morty,
Yeah.
Morty.
And I would keep doing that over and over and over again, and I would listen for like a call and response, and I would listen for his little yelping, and like, man, I was climbing uphill the entire time, and I remember thinking like, if a zombie breakout were to have happened, I would need to be in better condition to fight these zombies, to run away from these zombies.
Yeah, some people, they want to make sure that they're prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Are you one of those people?
I think I'll be okay now. I have
I have no planned strategy, and I'm so unprepared that something like that
you
would
just got a
happen.
longboard, just cruise away from them.
Yeah, and I'm new at that too, so I'd fall and get eaten or something, turn into one of them.
I hope not, man. You make good music, and But so whatever. So I eventually found Morty, and I remember when he came, like his ears were like bent back to the back of his head. He was like so like I guess embarrassed or whatever to have
Run off.
That when I finally found him, and I went from like crawling on on my knees and my hands up this uphill slope.
My goodness.
And I got him, and I was so happy laughing that I slid back down. I was like on my back, and I had Morty. I was like hugging him, like laughing, like, "Oh, I'm so happy to have you."
That's fun.
And I slid.
It slid down.
I just slid back down. I slid into them DMs like me down the mountain, But yeah, man. So like, the satanic rap, Suicide Boys rap, like if you take it with a grain of salt, it's good music. It's really good music. I actually really enjoy the Suicide Boys music. But like at the same time, even though I don't agree with that morbid like subject matter, I could imagine that is their outlet of how they deal with the struggles in life. Even though I wish it could be not they specifically, but anyone that wants to venture into that like dark genre would not let it maybe like fog their relationship with God, which is what brings me to how you make Christian music, like you make Christian hip hop music, but if no one knows you're Christian, I don't think that you will be categorized as Christian rap,
Okay. I know when I first started out, I was scared to be categorized as Christian rap because I didn't want people to like dismiss the music before they even heard it. And so it's not something that like, I guess I was hesitant to say like that's what it was. But then I'd look at like, cause I came off all the iconic like hip hop artists. Like that's what I grew up listening to, like Black Star, Mos Def, and Talib Kweli. And I always looked at them like, why does it have to be Christian rap? Why can't I just be like the Christian version of what Mos Def and Kweli and Common are doing with like the Islamic faith?
Right.
Because there's not a rapper, no matter how much they talk about like Islam or Muslim or Allah or anything that get thrown into Islamic rap.
Yeah.
Like you don't go to Best Buy and see the Muslim rap section. But you definitely will see like a Christian rap section. So that's interesting why for the Christian, we got to put you in a completely different category. I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying, it's interesting that they don't do that.
Yeah, it's what, now that you mention it, it's true. They don't have like religious categories except for Christian rap.
Right.
They don't have atheist rap,
Right.
or satanic rap, or Muslim rap, or
Right.
Buddhist or whatever.
It's interesting.
Yeah. But hey, man, like at least those Christian MCs, they wear it loud and proud.
Some Christian rappers don't want to be labeled as a Christian rapper.
Because it's true, because they get pushed away. I remember when I was in high school, my man Joel, like he put me on to. I found Jesus with him. You know what I'm saying? Like
With Joel?
Yeah, we were.
Was that Catalyst?
No, it was before Catalyst. But like he was the one that was kind of like, yo, come to church with me, and I went with him, and it went from there. I feel like I have a pretty good relationship with God, but like he also put me on to like the Ambassador.
Yes.
And like Cross Movement Records.
That's what first got me on. The Ambassador.
I'm on their website right now, crossmovement.com. I'm actually happy that they still have a website.
I'm surprised. What are they promoting?
you go on the website right now, crossmovement.com, and it has all the artists.
Is Ambassador coming out with an album in 2018?
He is?
No, is he? Does the website say that?
I would really like for that to happen. Like, Christology in layman's terms is an amazing album, bro.
For those that just heard that like album title, Christology in layman's terms, from the artist Ambassador, like for me, listening to like Christian hip hop for kind of like the first time, like now being kind of a bit removed from those years, like that was, I would say, the Christian version of like Nas's Illmatic. Is Christology in layman's terms.
I can vouch for sure. His rhymes are nasty.
That's our Illmatic.
Let me spark this with a word of prayer. Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
We thank you for who you are. I know this by memory. You know what I'm saying?
That's when most people's like eyes like opened up a little bit, like, oh, Christian rappers can rap like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, word. And he came out with an interview talking about how the making of it, the people that were rocking with him were like, yo, this is not good. We do not like this music. And he felt like he was not betrayed, but like abandoned by the team that he was working with. I don't know if it was Cross Movement, but that album.
Like when I heard the Slim Shady LP and Eminem was just like stringing together like multis like that. That's kind of like what the Ambassador did for like the Christian hip hop market.
Yeah. Yeah, because out of all the other ones, like, okay, you have The Truth. Remember The Truth?
Yeah.
And let me see who else. I'm here looking. At
There was a
Flame,
Fanatic.
Fanatic. Yeah, that's right. And then they also have. I remember just all these little lines, bro. He's the way, the truth, the life. So please believe him. I remember like all these little just. And then in the early internet, these other Christian groups like T-Bone. Remember T-Bone?
Wow, T-Bone. Yeah, he was like the Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had the fast rap.
Yeah.
And these guys, this other group named, I think they called the Soldiers. I remember I showed you the link.
You showed me that track. I didn't bump them, but yeah, I could see that track was.
It was cool to be a Christian if you think about it. No matter how large you live, and you can't live without it. I remember
there's
like
the Grits.
The Grits.
What were you saying though about the I can't live without it?
There was this whole movement of like just Christian rap. They even had a TV channel for a little while. I remember it was like.
What was it?
I forgot the name of it, but like there was a little channel that it only came on. It's like, you know how some channels they share segments, where like it'll be the Christian channel on this day from this time to this time, you know. And man, it's just awesome, bro. I would love to see the Ambassador live, you know.
Yeah, so would I.
It would be awesome to see you collab with him. I think that you would really,
of course, man,
do well, you know.
And then from them, he paved the way for the Christian artists today that are just like, they've taken it to like, they've been able to like cross over the genre, like Lecrae, Reach Records, Andy Mineo, like those guys, they're killing it right now. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that like where the internet comes in handy, because you know how people say that there's a lot of bad stuff on the internet, but there's just a lot of everything. you know. So if you go down the rabbit hole of Christian hip hop, you're gonna see there's a whole subgenre of like just avid fans that they buy all these albums, they know all the lyrics. When they listen to it, they don't close their eyes and put their hand in the air and start waving, you know.
Right.
But they bump it like just hardcore hip hop, you know.
Yeah, that music's hitting these days. Rattling trunks, just.
I think my favorite song on the Christology in layman's terms, it's the whole album bumps. There's not one skippable track, and it's like a 20-track album, you know.
Oh, is it that long, man? I forget. It's so vague for me. I haven't revisited the album in years.
The song that goes, "I used to date a girl named World.
Oh,
Sis
yeah.
was real glamorous, array with diamonds and pearls. She was the baddest, the fattest. She was established."
And the beats too, the caliber of beats.
Yeah.
Not only his rhymes, but it was like an eye opening to hear those kind of beats on a hip hop album as well, because those beats were nice.
Yeah, you know he made some of those beats too.
Did
I think
he?
He made A Girl Named World, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I love the beats on that album.
Word. I mean, you just dropped. I mean, long albums was like a thing back in the day, but like you just dropped it. Your album is like 20. How many songs in it?
Yeah, 27.
27 records.
Yeah. And then when I was getting it ready for like the services, I saw that the cap was like 35. I don't know what I would have done if I had like 36 songs that I just wanted on the project. And then I see 35. I don't know like what song I would cut.
Maybe you take 2 songs and put them together and make one song.
Like a hidden track kind of thing. Oh yeah, okay. Easy fix. It's pretty easy, Cloud. Just
You know, it's funny. I gotta show you, bro. I have some old pictures. Like I had this. I remember one time I bought one of those cameras, those old school like wind up cameras. That it's like a one time use. I think I had like 1 or 2 of them, and I have old pictures from like the Polish American Club when you was performing with your brother Intricate.
wow, that was a spot.
I gotta show you. I'll give you one of the photos. I'll give you one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'll get to have one.
Yeah. I have pictures of Brother Ali. I have pictures of. Let me tell you something. Like with that same camera, I have all these old school photos from that time when like H2O was performing with Rudy Goblin at the Polish American
Shout out
Club.
H2O. Shout out Rudy Goblin.
With when they had their faces painted blue. Like half the face.
Yeah.
I have it. I have pictures of that. And I have one with you and your. I have a few with you and your brother, and one of Recognize as
Shout
well.
out Intricate.
And and some of those other photos as well are like from when Brother Ali and Slug came down for the Sevens Travels tour in Fort Lauderdale. And I remember I took a photo of Brother Ali, and the photo was a flash photo.
Oh, remember that? Yeah.
And then he was rapping on the mic, and while he was rapping at me, he looked down at the crowd and saw that I had just taken the photo, and he like did the Motumbo finger wave, like don't do that no more.
Oh, really?
'Cause he's albino. I guess he's like sensitive to like
To light.
Yeah, you know.
I thought you were gonna say like sometimes you take the picture
And it, like
we
blinds
can't
him.
just and it comes out bad. Like you just see the flash in the picture.
No.
Like, we don't have that problem today. Like we take a million, but
Nah.
back then it was like, oh man, that was the perfect shot, and like there's like flash.
Yeah,
all on it.
Yeah, I remember. Like, I mean, I gotta look at it. But damn, like, you know, it's funny, man. Like, I still have all those photos from after all these years. I had all these old CDs as well. Brother Ali signed his Shadows in the Sun CD for me, and he signed something in like what do you call that language that Muslims speak? Man, I don't want to misspeak, but like whatever, just
I don't think
the language that they speak in. He wrote something on there. I never got it translated. I'm sure it was like "Stay Cool" or something like that, or like whatever. But like,
Is that Arabic? No.
I'm not sure. I just
said it
don't,
real low. Just that was wrong.
I just don't want to like misspeak and say
Yeah.
something that's not, you know. But I had like, remember how we used to have those old school CD books, the big CD binders?
Yes.
I had all these albums, all of Pun's albums. I would have people's discographies there. You know, you'll flip the pages and it's
Yeah,
everyone's.
you put the booklet and then the CD, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's up.
And throw the case away. Well, did you throw the case away or would you?
Nah,
leave the case?
I protected that binder. Like I try to take care of just the condition of it because it's like I was so passionate about music, and one day someone just took it. You know,
Oh.
it was. I had one of those houses that like in the back of the house was like a little common area in the backyard, and I left it there one day and somebody
Oh,
just
man.
stole it. You know, so someone has that. The Ambassador CDs were in there.
With the signed.
The
The
Brother
signed
Ali
stuff?
sign shit, yeah, it was in there.
Did
Like,
you go and rebuy those albums or you were just like, oh well?
I Nah, that kind of did it for me.
Okay.
I was like, all right, well, and the internet was already a thing, so I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just listen to music more casually instead of as avid as I did. But like, nah, I mean, I've bought some CDs since then, but I mean, whatever, you know. I don't even know where my CDs are now. I've moved around so much. I have no. I'm living in a hotel room right now, bro. So it's like I don't really have a designated area for like nostalgic belongings of mine, you know.
Yeah, I was trying to think if I have CDs. I don't think so.
When's the last time that you did a track with your brother, Intricate?
Actually, for this album, but it didn't make it.
For real?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing something completely different. But the hunger to make music and to rhyme was still in me. Because I stopped for a good amount of years. You know, I just got married. I had kids. And so I was doing like, I kind of accepted my role as the dad life. And then slowly I started getting back into the music. And I was scared to come back to music. I thought, well, this was the window that I had to do it. And so I can't go back to it. But I'm so happy that I went back to it. For anyone who's like, think that they've passed that window for their dream, I would just say, go and do it anyway. Because when I went back to it, there was like just so much life, man. It was so life-giving to me.
Right, for sure. How'd you feel when you finally bought? I saw that vlog when you bought your mic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's a YouTube world, so I'm definitely trying vlogs, working on video editing. Really want to be a one-man, be able to do everything myself, because it's tough waiting like on other people.
It is, man. Time is so precious, and when they take long.
And now I'm working at a speed that I can't really deal with too much like waiting.
Yeah, you know, man, like for you two, I mean, how many songs did you work on in total before you settled on the 27 songs?
I think just 27 songs.
Okay, so I'm glad that you that was your answer. I mean, I would have been really mad if you said 28 or 29, because then it would have defeated the purpose of me bringing this up. But like, you're one of those, like, you don't scrap records.
I don't scrap records. No,
you just put it out.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. Do you feel like songs that you may know that aren't as tight as other songs doesn't mean that it's a bad song?
Yeah, it's still an album, because there's a lot of people out there with a lot of different tastes, and music is subjective. So even though a song to you might be like lower than another song on the record, for somebody else that could be their favorite song. And who am I to make up their mind for them? You know? And truly, even though it's not as tight as another song on the album, it's still something, it's still a part of me. It's still you know, an avenue that was part of me, and I wanted to travel. Still something creative that I needed to do. So it still means a lot to me.
For sure. And then, you know, also, even though it's not as tight as other songs, some songs aren't as tight as other songs because it's so subjective, and people take their favorites. Like you be doing them in the song, and those rhymes that you came up with. Like, I have a homie that, you know, I think that for people that don't rap, they think the lines that you come up with are discardable. It's like, I'm not feeling it, do something else. And it's like, you don't know that I had to pace around the room for like 20 minutes coming up with those 4 bars, you know? And I'm proud of those 4 bars. And I'm going to keep them because I don't want some other rapper to say those 4 bars later, you know? So like I come up with the same lyric, and then me being like, damn, I thought of that as well, but I didn't think it was good enough.
Yeah.
You know, like, nah, I'm straight, bro.
And I guess also, I felt that way about like not scrapping records, but also I've been watching. I think everybody now, it's kind of like a popular thing now, but I've been watching Gary V. Like before, like he kind of went on a mainstream wave where like now he's popular. You say Gary V, like everyone's on him, but he's just so good at like strengthening your mindset to withstand what this world's gonna throw at you mentally. He's so good at strengthening your mindset for that weather, that storm. And so that was also one of his outlooks and perspectives about, just put your songs out there.
Yeah, because
You don't know. It can end up on a vlog. It could end up here, and
Yeah, Gary Vee is so passionate, but his voice isn't as strong as his words are. So like when he says, "Just fucking do it," like when he says the F word, like it sounds like strained out. It's almost like
Does it for you?
It almost,
I think his voice is perfect for that. For the way he attacks or goes on the offense with his words.
Nah, I love it.
Yeah.
Nah. Gary Vee is awesome. I'm just saying it almost sounds like he's just he's repeated himself so many times.
At this point, it's repetition.
That yeah, exactly.
It's reps.
Yeah.
And so I took note of like his vlogs because I see YouTube is like really a good platform these days. If you're an artist, if you're creative, you want to have a channel on YouTube. So I would take notes kind of like of how his vlog was, how Casey Neistat's vlog was, Peter McKinnon now.
I like Peter McKinnon's.
I'm a student of all
video.
that. Yeah, Peter McKinnon, he like brought like this crispy like quality to vlogs.
Yeah,
And
because he's savvy with the videos.
And
yeah.
B-roll. He made B-roll like.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I like about Casey Neistat's vlog is when he's on that motorized board and like he's talking into the camera and the background is moving.
Yeah.
But he's not like pushing with his feet. He's just standing on this board. That is unique. I really like that, Everyone has their like avenue. Like Casey Neistat has that motorized board, which is like a kind of like
And he made that like vlog criteria for like boosted boards and stuff, and riding a boosted board in a vlog using like a one wheel or the other form of boosted board.
Right.
He kind of made that a criteria for vloggers. I feel like if you vlog, you like subconsciously have something like that to write on.
There's even like if you go on YouTube, it's already become a thing where people are being called out on for like just deliberately biting Casey Neistat's style of vlogging.
Right.
Like Peter McKinnon has the ill B-roll because he's a videographer.
Yeah.
Gary Vee has a cameraman, so his is almost more like documentary style.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the late nights, early mornings, that little vlog series that I did, like
I love your quality as well.
I wasn't really sure what avenue, how to describe the style I was doing it. It was just more like, hey, like you're here in my.
You definitely have your own look and style with your vlog.
But see, that's the thing. Like, when you get a camera, when you buy a camera, right, and you have your one go-to lens, right, that the texture of that camera starts to build like this look. Because if you vlog,
and you were schooling me on that too. Because I've asked you like tons of questions.
Like if you get a GoPro, that GoPro look is gonna become your look. That super wide, everything's in focus look. Whereas if you have like a 50 millimeter 1.8, you're gonna have this shallow depth of field, and like as you move your arm pointing it at yourself, you're gonna come in and out of focus, and it's gonna almost give like a very personal, like intimate, like connection with you and the viewer, And I like open. Who taught me a lot? I have these two guys that taught me, that really like introduced me to like cinematography. One was J5. My man J5, that he's on the song I have called Ambitious. He was the other MC on there. He was a battle MC, but like he also got into educating himself on other types of media, and he had a Canon 7D.
Okay,
and like he was like getting into that entry level of like DSLR, but he really knew what's up, And the other guy is like Giancarlo. Giancarlo is the one. He does all of he did my video for Told Through Rap. And he's done Mayday's videos.
Did you shoot some of that?
He was the cameraman for that video.
For that video? Okay.
And I edited it.
He used his camera for that?
No, he used my camera.
Oh, your camera. Okay.
And that's the thing. I'm appreciative for him coming out of his way because he's busy. Giancarlo is always he's like I would say like arguably like my favorite director out of. On some days he is. Other days I kind of like am more like into some other guys' style of filming. But like Giancarlo's probably the one like that I'm like, damn, like, what it is that he makes weird things look cool, So like, if anything, the video that he did for me is like the most normal video that he's done, All right. But like the way that I don't know, it's just he has this very cool imaginative. imaginative eye that I just really am a fan of. You know, he does Fat Nick's videos and Puyas and all that. Like, I remember one time he had hit me over because you know how I've invested in, like, I have the Ronin and I have the drone or whatever.
Yeah, I admired like how you went and got all the accessories and the products and
Yeah, because I wanted to be able to create content for the rest of my.
without depending on too many people. Yeah, and then working at a faster speed.
And it was cool because he like Giancarlo hit me one time like, yo, come through and help me with this video for Fat Nick and Puya, like that video for Torch. It's a song that they have called Torch. Like, we filmed it, and like it's just cool seeing something that I had a hand in like break 1 million views. I'm like, damn,
Oh,
that's
did
what's
it?
up.
Wow.
You know,
congrats,
like,
man.
But to them, yeah, for sure. I was the one holding the camera and like, you know. Do you think that that's kind of like, how do you feel about that whole thing where like you are an MC in your own right, but like you help out other people that are ahead of you in career, and like it's almost like I'm wearing the hat as the cameraman, but that doesn't mean that I'm just not an MC or that my shit isn't like.
I think it's great because being Christian, we say how Jesus came and he was God and he came and served. You know what I mean? Like he was humble enough to serve and be generous and so I'm all about serving other people and being generous with what I have. That's fine. If you can help someone out, that's great. I mean, you never know how it can bless you in the future for helping out, you know, if you need something, even if you don't need something. I mean, it's just the way to be, I think.
Word. Yeah, just like being okay with just helping out.
Yeah, serving people, generosity.
I think that like a thing that I kind of like struggle with is that I've helped out so many people, and when I needed help, like people just weren't.
Right.
They
Right.
weren't as available as I made myself for them.
And that can stop people
Yeah,
from serving and being generous.
it's tough, man.
Just keep doing it
You know.
because God's faithful.
Yeah.
He saw you serve. You're gonna be blessed. You're gonna be blessed from it.
Like I had this thing that I remember this happened to me one time, and it just always stuck with me, where like I was having this conversation with somebody and they were like, you know, man, I've gone through so many things, I just don't know. I've just gone through so many things, I just don't know how God could be real.
Right.
And for whatever reason, like my response to that was, man, I too have gone through so many things, and I just don't know how God can't be real.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It just seems almost like a conscientious decision of like how to take the circumstances that are thrown at you, you know?
No.
Like, you know, it's just an interesting like duality.
Definitely. I mean, there's so many beliefs out there. Me, I just focus on like through the music. I just like kind of plant the seeds. I share experiences and how I've seen like God interact in my life, and really that's all I can do. The rest is just up to God. Whether you can change that heart, open up the eyes to where they see things anew. So like all that stuff, like there's a lot we can't control. So I try to like focus my energy on the things I can control, you know, so I don't get exhausted in the work.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. How do you feel about how? Because you know Kanye West is like he proclaims himself. Obviously, I think yes, he's a Christian. You know,
Right.
But he doesn't make Christian hip hop music. He makes like music for the world, and then people almost like hold the fact that he calls himself a Christian against him because he's not walking the walk as it's expected of you to do because you say that you're Christian.
Yeah, I mean, just articulating this like off the top. People think Christians are perfect people, like or they should be perfect.
Yeah.
Or they should not mess up, or they should, not do this, or not be seen here, not talk this way. And it's a process. We're all sinners, and we're all trying to like get better, do better, but we're gonna fall, we're gonna slip, we're human. And so when you see a Christian, like, don't expect like perfection. Don't think that person can't let you down. I mean, they're human. They're a work in progress. God's working on them. God's working on me, and so you got to give people grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't judge, like, I don't know what, I can't see Kanye's heart. God can. And so I can't judge him on, is he a Christian or is he not a Christian? Like God knows that.
I think Kanye might be one of the best people that has ever been blessed with an opportunity that he acted on, and now he can influence just the world. I think Kanye West is the most creative person in hip hop music.
Man, well, to have a song called Jesus Walks getting like mainstream like radio play is fascinating.
Right.
It's not something like, who can do that? Who can title a song Jesus Walks and have that like spun like that on that scale? That's crazy. That's an amazing accomplishment by him.
And then also like calling out how it is such a big accomplishment because of the what seems to be like an agenda by like just all the radios in America trying to push that to the side. You know?
Right.
It's like calling somebody out on their bullshit. It's like, I don't see what y'all. You're gonna tell me that if the way that Catholic need to read this is the way I need Jesus, but radio won't play this. It's like, come on now, like let us thrive.
Okay.
Like let us thrive. Let our spiritual beliefs be able to have its
to be on the
voice.
radio.
Yeah, to have a voice for sure. And I mean, let me ask you something. Like, in your how long have you lived in your neighborhood?
Where I'm at now?
Mm-hmm.
Since probably 2003-ish. I went away to Memphis for like, I relocated to Memphis for like 4 years, 2008 to 2012.
Nice.
Grateful for that experience because the time that I moved there in 08 to 012 was when like Lecrae and Reach Records, that buzz, they were starting to grow. The Reach Records office was there in Memphis. The church that I would go to, Lecrae would come by and perform there. So it was cool to be in the same city as the genre of music was just now festering and starting to be birthed before what it is now. It's crazy that I was in that same city like when that was happening. Now they moved to Atlanta though.
Yeah. Atlanta has totally become like this hub for southern hip hop, but like Miami is much more southern in the continent as Atlanta, but the music.
Yeah, they don't consider Miami like.
Yeah, it's like the deep
South,
and then you call the deep South. It's like all the Confederate flags and the rural, swampy, Kermit the Frog, like on a little canoe, like cocking a shotgun, like you ain't from around here, boy,
And what? So we're
and
south
like,
here.
we're even more south of that. But like, I don't really see this as the South. This is like almost like the Caribbean,
Right.
Like
right.
Miami is like mad. Like it's just Miami's a little, it's just a funny little place,
Is it because like it's a major city? Like you come here and you get that major city feel. Where in the South, you're not supposed to have that major city feel.
But Atlanta's a major city too. And
okay, I see what you're saying.
it's just like that they dubbed themselves the
Right.
South.
Right.
Like even like a lot of hip hop artists
Because the foundation of that genre, I think, came from like a lot of Atlanta-based artists.
Yeah, Atlanta and Scarface as well.
Miami
From,
was like booty music, as they would say.
yeah.
Like, that party bass.
When I think about like how, okay, like for example, you're an MC, like I make music. I had Shadi here yesterday. All the MCs that I've invited on, we're all trying to get it. And like trying to not understand it, trying to just obtain it, trying to get it.
Make it?
Yes. And when you think of Miami hip hop, you think of first you think of Uncle Luke, right?
Yeah.
And then you think of Trick,
Yep.
Trina, and then you go
You say
into
Pitbull?
and then you go into Rick Ross and Pitbull.
Pitbull before, like, Pitbull was, to me, man, I was a fan of Pitbull. Like, the hip hop he was making, I know the dance stuff worked for him. So it's like, he stuck to that at one point. I don't know if it was the labels. It just made more sense for him to stick to it. But before he was doing that, man, like, I loved his, like, hip-hop stuff.
Yeah, like, one thing that Pitbull, I feel like didn't get enough credit for while he was doing it was just how awesome his flow was.
Yeah.
He had this like, it's just very,
Yeah, it was a
very
different
fast
flow. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there's this old video of like when he started his cornrows and he was kicking it with Uncle Luke at his crib, and Uncle Luke was like, "Yo, spit something for the camera, man." He's just sitting there like looking faded, and he just got into this little verse, and you can totally just immediately catch on to how precise his flow was. You know, like so. Don't get it twisted. Not you, just the listeners. Don't get it twisted. Like Pitbull, like if he wanted to be, he could really, really thrive as a dope MC.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, it just made more sense for him to stick to the party stuff.
Maybe he just maybe he started to gravitate more towards like his Cuban culture of Miami, and Cuban music is just dance feel good music. It's not really hip hop heady music.
You know what I loved and that I always wanted like for myself to be able to do, but was cool to see him like be able to do, and he was great at it. Was there was a time like, remember when he like just owned Miami like on the radio?
Yeah.
And like there would be a popular song and he would take the instrumental and either make like a Miami version of it or just a freestyle. And you know, like his version was like just as good as like the original, if not more popular or catchy too.
Yeah, and just the radios really lined up behind him. You know,
Yeah.
Like I would imagine that he was just in the studio all day and like, listen, this formula is working. We're going to brand Pitt as just being that Miami Hispanic MC. So as songs come out, we're gonna get the instrumental.
This is the face of Miami
Yeah.
hip hop. They believed in what he was doing, believed in him, and
Yes, I mean,
backed
like,
them up on it.
if you drive down Calle Ocho 8th Street, you're gonna see little murals of him, like
Oh, really?
yeah, like little cartoons of him, like on the walls and stuff. So it's good, man. Like and like he's not for nothing, but
I need to drive that way then.
he's Cuban. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's something that the only other Cuban rapper was Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying? And Cuban Link, like,
Love Cuban Link.
Yeah, he was tight, man. Fly, I'm a hell of a guy. Fly, pelican, fly.
Him with the wordplay and the multi too, man. I took notes from him too.
Yeah, man. Big Pun was really like spearheading this. Like, I feel like people always try to incorporate race when it comes to like showing the capabilities of a human being. Like, see, Hispanics can do it too. And it's like, but what does that have? Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes, you're Hispanic, but like, what does that have to do with how good you rap? But it's not that you're
Other races have to like prove themselves, right?
yeah, it's such a
In this genre.
I'm not really crazy about how race is just always an undertone. There's always this like factor that you have to incorporate, you know, or like with female MCs. Nah, she's dope for a female MC. It's like, what does that have to do?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, what does it matter? You know, like it's a person on a mic. You know,
Yeah.
like I might not be into. Like to me, the dopest female MC at one point was Lauryn Hill until she started like showing up late to all her shows and making her fans pissed. But like after that, yeah, Trina had a dope run.
Rod Dega was her album.
Emil,
crazy.
Emil had like some cool verses.
You're not a Rod Dega fan?
I never really just like I never
Her
took time
album, though.
out to hear.
I forget
it.
what her first album was, but man, the beats and just her whole cadence on that and the rap, man, that was a tough album. With the Outsiders. Oof.
Yeah. Oh, the Outsiders, man. Like when they was working with M, like yeah. It's
Oh
just,
man, yeah. Pace One, Young Z.
But yeah, bro. So like when you think of Miami hip hop, like, it's almost like I just wish that media platforms just really allowed local dope MCs just like not even feel weird about like getting radio play or like listen. When I was in DMG, we had our song play on 99 Jams. We had the song, it's like Love Song, play on 99 Jams for a little while. I never saw anything come from it, like no money or whatever. But like, it was just cool to have that, like that little moment.
Man.
Or like when I had an article printed out in the New Times, my mom would go to every New Times and just take all the newspapers. No one knew about it because she had
for anyone else.
Yeah, no one knew about it because she got them all, you know. And then she'll give it out to her friends. But like,
Moms are great.
It made her proud that like to see her, like smiles every time she see my face up in the source. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just wish that Miami, it'll just raise the morale of the city if more people from the city were getting recognition in their city. You know, instead of making everyone conform to just what's Billboard Hot 100 and then just turn a blind eye to everything coming out from here. And now you have everybody sounding like a struggle rapper or a spiteful rapper because their city ain't even showing them love.
You know who was different though from Miami that came out was First Platoon. Do you remember First Platoon?
Nah.
Oh man, in the M.I.A.M.I. It's something. I don't know the whole lyrics, but they were from Miami, but they had a New York sound, so they were different. And then there was like, I think in Orlando, there was Smiles and South Star.
Smiles and South Star, yeah, I remember them.
Yeah,
But like you see, okay, like New York is like mad and like, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but like, it seems like New York embraces their upcoming artists more, and that's why they're loud and proud about being from New York. Yeah, BX baby, New York on the map, whatever. Like,
I think because that's like where hip hop started, they protecting that. Like that's the mecca. Like they feel a right to protect and where that started from. And
yeah.
I
I got some homies in New York too, man. Like Umberto from Reflection Dynamics. I really got to go out there. Probation is funny. You got to be making money you got to have a reason, a monetary gain
to leave.
to get approval to leave. You can't just go just to kick it. At least, I mean, that's what was negotiated for my probation.
So if it's being like featured on a record or something like that,
Nope.
does that count as monetary?
I don't think that I would get approved for that.
So what do you think it has to be?
Like, I just got approved for my PO to tour. So if I get booked for a show in another state, then yeah, I can go.
Oh, so like a tour.
Yeah, because you're making money.
Okay.
So it's like, it's funny, man. Like, I can't take for granted that like I'm here and I'm able to continue. But at the same time, like, if you're on probation for a few years, that's like, how are you going to continue to maintain that relevancy just through the internet for that long, without any shows or any appearances? You know what I'm saying?
You got to do like, I call it dirty work, but it's just like stepping away from the internet and just getting close to people, being live in front of people.
Yeah.
That element of it. There's
this venue here in Wynwood that I've been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram, where like there's not many venues that play hip hop music. I saw Merce and Gramps here in Wynwood one time. I bought a shirt from him, and it was tight.
Can local artists do something too there, or it's more?
Yeah. But like I'm saying, it's cool. Like that's one thing that I appreciate about Wynwood, that they are more local. They're more focused on like locals. All the art, all the murals and stuff on the wall, the majority of them are from people from here.
But about the city, like showcasing their own. Like me coming up, what was cool was 99 Jams had the cipher.
Yeah.
And so I'd call in. It was like I forget the other DJ, but definitely Big Lit Bandit and Super Cindy. And so like I was a regular on that coming up, and so you would call in. They'd call you up from the station while you're at the house. They'd be like, hey, Cloud, you ready? And they put you on hold and stuff. And then you'd have other people call in, and you kind of try and spit your best 16. At the time, it was that Exhibit B X, dun 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 dun, and you would just like spit, and then they would go to the callers and say, hey, who you think won that?
Was there like a delay from you hearing the beat to you spitting it over the phone?
It could be. I think they told you to turn something off. I mean, definitely couldn't be on speaker. I forget what they told you to do to prevent that.
Yeah. But
Jin went through that. I went through that. And then this female MC from the city called Lady Lyric. Did you listen to the cipher on the 99 Jams?
I remember Minus got on there a few times. And
did he get on there?
And he
shout out to
good.
Minus, by the way.
Yeah, he did good. Minus, man, that's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never. Do you remember the chat lines back in the day? Like it was like a chat room. It was literally a chat room, but you don't type. It's just a bunch of people just talking. I
don't think I did that too much.
It was like girls flirting with guys and try to pull, and then like, and then they would have a room where it was just like a cipher. But like they'll clown you if you didn't even sound like you were good. Everyone on the line.
How many people you think was on the line?
I don't know. If I had to guess, maybe like 10, 12 people or something.
Okay.
Like some people were probably just listening, but like there will be these guys that they'll be like, almost like a bully. They'll be like, all right, let me hear what you got. Let me hear what you got. Big voice. And you'll start rapping. They'll just clown you. Get out of here.
Wow, I never experienced that.
Yeah. So it's like, it's cool. It's cool, these little things, you know?
But on the flip side of that, instead of being on the chat line, coming up like America Online, when that for AOL, I came up with, they used to call them Texie. Like in the MC, it was a Texie or keyboard MC. Like I was in those chat rooms. Like it would be a battle chat room with other, and we used to rap and battle and just type out the bars.
You're talking about like Warbucks. Remember Warbucks?
Yeah, that's sounding familiar.
Like there was this website that had like, it'll be a battle, like it'll be like a competition, but you would record your verse at your crib and like upload it, and it'll be your verse versus their verse, and it'll narrow down to whoever was. I mean, I never signed up to any of them, but it was cool seeing that.
Man, those are cool days for hip hop. Cause like using Real Player and people would make RAs and they would battle like that. You make a diss track and yeah, they would battle that way on RAs. I did that too. So I do like the keyboard rapping, and even me and you, we used to like do the rapping back and forth.
Yeah,
like
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my grandmother, drives. She's a school bus driver. She's been doing it for years. God bless her. And like I would be in the back of the bus. This was how long ago was that? It's got to be easily like 7-8 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
What
of
what
us
I'm
like of us like ciphering through text.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that was such a good training because
Sharp.
Yeah, because you would send the lyric, and then it was up to me to keep the rhyme scheme going.
That last multi-syllable line that I wrote, then you would continue that. And then when you stopped, I'd see like the wordplay and the multi-syllable you did, and I'd keep just trying to extend that out as much as we could.
That was awesome, man. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that, bro, because I pride myself in being an enthusiast of wordplay. Do you remember South Beach Cypher?
Oh, of course, man. I love the Miami hip hop scene that I came up in. I mean, so many cool and talented artists, man. You got Recognize, and who's now with Mayday.
Yep.
You got Dynas. You got Serum, Parable, So What, Promo.
Yeah, like that song.
Live Chaos.
That song that I showed you. Live Chaos is in Canada now. Like, so I
saw
showed.
that. Yeah,
I showed you that one song a couple weeks ago where I was like, this rapper Potential from.
Oh yeah, and I was like, oh man, Potential.
I shouted him out. This rapper Potential from Miami a long time ago had a line that goes, "I'm hungry, give me your number 3," and I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
Cause hungry number 3. Who thought words could be so cool? Even the word's also a term that means I agree. Word. Yeah, yeah, bro. That was a good time, man.
And the radio station, was it Radiate?
Radiate is FIU.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
with DJ Anonymous.
DJ Anonymous, damn.
Man,
See, like,
he was putting us on.
See, like, these people, man, like these people, like, they are, like, they don't deserve, it
was 88.1, right?
They don't get enough credit. Like, 88.1, yes,
88.1, wow.
Like, all that stuff could happen. It could still happen, man, but for whatever reasons, the powers that be just stopped it. But, like, I remember this one time in the South Beach Cypher, Serum battled Promo.
Yes.
And then Promo told Serum, your head's up in the clouds, literally, because he was so much taller than him. And then Serum rebutted with, this guy's down to earth, literally.
And then he also, this line stuck out where he was saying that Serum said to Promo, he looked like Mario before he ate the mushroom.
Yes.
I love that.
Serum was scary. Like, there was a point in time when,
Serum and Recognize.
Yeah, bro,
and
they had
Jin.
their...
Serum, Recognize, and Jin, and Parable even.
Parable was nasty.
It would just
Parable
be
was
like
scary.
a changing,
Yep.
On any given day, one of those could beat each other out.
But see, this is the thing. Like, when it was still freestyle over beats, I feel like Miami really had their, like, that little golden moment. But once battle rap turned into, like, acapella.
Grind Time and KO.
Yeah, it kind of lost its little groove, Like, I remember when Parable teamed up with Mad Ills, and like they didn't they didn't go too far in the competition, and like other guys just were able to finesse that type of that format.
Yeah.
But like there was something special about people paying to go to the door. They all crowd into a room. Someone gets on the mic. The mic system always sounded good, you know. All right, first up, all right, tone it down. First up, we got, let me see here. We got,
You didn't know the beat that was about to drop either, really.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's another thing. All that you knew was other MCs were signed up, and like if you got lucky, you can kind of take a quick glance at who else signed up.
Yeah.
So then people started to pick up on how, damn, these people were already thinking of lines for me because they saw my name. So like Minus signed up to a battle one time as like Born Identity. He changed his name. No one knew who Born Identity was.
Really?
And then when they called Born Identity to the stage, Minus
Hey, that's
pops
cool.
up, you
Hey,
know?
props to Minus for that one.
Yeah, man. I
And
went
Dolo was another one too.
Dolo. I remember recording some tracks over
Yeah.
at Dolo's crib. Dolo's cool, man.
Yeah, Dolo's cool, man.
So like, but yeah, man, like that was, to me, that was just such an awesome, like that was such an awesome time because that was a collective of local MCs that they were passionate enough about the craft of rap, and it created this camaraderie amongst us.
Yeah.
And then everyone got good. Everyone
Yeah.
became good, you know?
Yeah.
And then every now and
Who
then
can roast the most?
who can roast the most?
Oh,
Damn.
That was
at the Polish American Club. And
Polish American Club, and Who Can Roast the Most is just a time in Miami hip hop that for me was so special.
Yeah. Yeah, I miss those days, man. But you know, people grow up and then they have kids, and then now they want to do what they love. They want to make money at it.
But yeah, they and maybe they have an outlet where they can record, but they feel like they can't. It's that own rule inside their head that, you know, I'm too old to do this, or it's too late to pick that up again. But I'm proof that, man, if you love something, do it. With the internet, like, it's so easy to get your stuff heard these days.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Not only do it, like, to either make it, but I think it's so healthy I think rap and music is just therapy, regardless. You get stuff off of your chest. I think it's just healthy, period.
Yeah, I think I heard one time. I could just be like making this up as I go, but like I'm not. I just have this tendency of saying I think I heard one time, but one time, you know, I heard that how, you know, Joe Budden was going to therapy, and like his therapist recommended that he would write songs about what he's going through, and he even put those songs out. So if you know which songs they are, you'll listen to them, and they're just this stream of thought of him working these things out through rhyme, you know? And it's funny because, like, for example, you know Charlie Fast by chance?
No.
Charlie Fast, man, that's like a good friend of mine. He's an OG from Miami as well. Like, he said it perfectly. He's like, for whatever reason, the English language has so many words that if you search hard enough, you can find the perfect word to describe what you're trying to say, and then those words will open up new rhymes so that new thoughts can come in, and then you can process things a certain way through the rhyme, you know?
Yeah.
So like some people use rap to just make money. Some people use raps to get girls, you know? Other people use raps to not go crazy.
Yeah.
You know, or to just be happy.
And I like that challenge of like following the wordplay,
Yeah.
but trying to still make it make sense in that next line that you're doing the multi-wit. Mm-hmm. I like that challenge.
Yeah, me too, man. I love rap. You know, like rap is just, you know, there's some people that, for whatever reason, they can walk away from the mic for a little while. Shadi was here yesterday talking about, yeah, I haven't put a song out in 5 years. It's like 5 years. I can't walk away from the mic for 5 hours. Like,
Well, I can relate with him because I didn't make a song for a long time.
and he's like one of my favorite MCs, and you're
Yeah.
and you know you too. But like, I just don't understand that. Like, that's just me personally. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with it. It's just me personally. I'm so infatuated with making hip hop music that I just don't see myself doing anything else for that long of a time. It's
Yeah.
just too alien to me.
Yeah, I remember coming back after that long layoff and making my first song. I mean, I feel like the skills were still there. Of course, there was rust. It's definitely rust, and I think with song after song that I started making, started finding myself again in the music, and I still feel like, you know, maybe there's more to discover, I'm not saying I've kind of reached where I am. I think I'm still growing as an artist. The next thing that I want to work on now is the live show.
Yeah.
And so I just came from a concert with Logic, NF, and Kyle, and I was kind of taking notes on what they were doing, and just trying to. And now with like Tidal, what I like that app is doing is they're streaming concerts now. Like concerts are so accessible now than they have. Like Tidal for hip hop, like they have the Black Star one up there right now. So I'm just kind of like watching Quali and Mos and just taking notes from them. Like what are they doing? Because that's the next part of my repertoire that I need to work on.
I really want to see rap grow even larger than it is now as far as an audience. Like there was this one video I saw some years ago of the Red Hot Chili Peppers that like they performed in, I think it was Ireland, and it was just like, but think about it, like the country, Ireland. Like you'll perform in a venue in a city, or you'll perform in a venue in a state, but these guys perform in countries,
right.
You know? Like, can you imagine it where it gets so big, where hundreds of years from now, where like music gets so big that like, hey guys, we're performing in Venus this weekend. Come check it out, and like the whole planet just comes through and just gathers for a concert. You know?
And when I think about those fans, whenever I watch those concerts of them in those countries, is they know the lyrics. Like those, those are some like
that's insane.
Those are like real fans right there.
Can you imagine what it must be like for the crew to set up and break down the speakers? You know? All right, guys. So we have these 200 PAs. So we're gonna put 100 that way and 100 this way. Each one is 500 feet apart or whatever. And like somebody's got to haul that shit, you know, and then break it all down.
I've done that actually.
I've done it too. Like there was this company that I used to pass out flyers and set up and break down PA systems.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. It's hard work for marathons.
It is hard work.
It'll be for marathon runners, so that when they're running, the music will get lower and higher, but it'll kind of keep them pumped up to keep running. You know.
I did it here, and then we got in a car and went to like a Cher concert, and we were like in that arena, and Cher's on the stage, and we're just all kind of waiting right there by the stage. As soon as she was done, we would go up there and just start breaking down.
I think that the sound man at venues is so important, man. I've done shows, I've performed at shows, and I've thrown shows at venues where the sound man is just not in. He's just not doing a good job, and bro, that is so. It's like damn, you're sabotaging. You know, these people paid money to come here and experience a good show.
Right.
And these MCs, like, they're all pumped up. They promoted the show. They did all this promo, and like they're just getting all this rehearsing, and they get on stage and the mic starts doing the feedback, and the wire is like breaking, and it'll come in and out, and you just see people's like face expressions go from excited to like just annoyed and stressed out.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst also for the artist, because you always want to have like great show and great sound.
Yeah, man. Like I know for a fact that the next show that I'm a part of, like whether I throw it myself or if I book somebody, like or somebody books me, like I just want to make sure that the sound man is on point, because there are people in that audience that they've never heard you.
Right.
You know, they want, like you might be a cool guy, but once you get on that mic, you know, you want everyone to, the joy of discovery. They discovered this new artist, and like you said that one thing that one time that they're like, oh damn, okay.
I look forward to when you set up that PA. I want to be a part of that for real.
Yeah,
but it was the Noche festival or something that you throw.
That'll be tight, man. Let's see, bro. You know, like I'm totally with that idea. But you know, let's see. But if it's gonna be a festival, it's gonna be a real festival, not in some bar.
Okay.
You know, if it's in a bar, I'm not gonna call it fest.
Right.
You know.
We'll call it something else, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But look, man, we've been talking for more than an hour. It's been an hour and like 8 or almost 10 minutes. Like.
Has it?
Yeah, it's crazy how it flew by, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, man. Why don't you tell the listeners where they can find you, and what you got going on at the moment?
Well, right now, like on YouTube, I'm going under Cloud9 Rhymes, trying to do vlogs and my music up there. And then I just released an album. It's Dark, but Heaven is Not. And that's everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Go check that out. It's 27 songs. Go check that out. And then YouTube is Cloud9 Rhymes. Subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. And then I have another album planned for 2019.
And that's 9 the word, not the number.
Right. 9 the word.
Cloud N-I-N-E.
There's a few Cloud 9s too, so it actually helps to type everything out. Like Cloud 9 is dark, but Heaven is not.
Yeah, man, that's a great.
And Cloud 9 rhymes the YouTube again.
And I'm on that album.
And
too.
you're on that album one shot. You blessed that song with an amazing hook.
Thanks, man. That hook was tight. You know, I just sat here and just cranked it out. All right, guys. So with that being said, make sure you follow Cloud9 Rhymes. Also follow me on Instagram at Art Morera. That's ARTMORERA. If you haven't heard the Transit City project, go check that out.
Love that album. That was a great project, by the way.
Thank you,
Love
man.
Transit City. Check that album out. Wow.
If you're into like documentaries, like if you go on my YouTube, there's a playlist of Transit City, the album. It'll have the songs, and the last video in that playlist is also like the little documentary / visual tape that I did for that project. So.
And your YouTube, I just wanted to say, because I took notes from your YouTube too.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you're for me, the one doing it on YouTube. And you have so much good content on YouTube. And so I definitely took notes from your work.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man. There are some other MCs that I also kind of like scoped out a little bit just to see what the playing field is like, And yeah, bro, it's a blessing, man. I'm appreciative of that, bro. All right, so we out of here, all right, guys?
Peace.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Medianoche.
Podcast.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.